Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for December 2023. This is going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. Many of you are intuitively guided. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition. You may be here checking up on an Aquarius, and if that's the case, just know that your spirit guides know that. So be open to receiving messages yourself. You'll probably receive a lot. Again, because I feel like your guides are gonna, if there's any messages they want to get to you, they're gonna get them to you somehow, some way. So don't be surprised if you get them here. This is the type of reading where you really want to trust your intuition. Like, don't overthink it. That's why I try not to over clarify. Um, you know what I mean? Like trust your intuition, trust that first instinct, and the rest will follow. So I am doing the readings a little bit early, but I'm doing that because a couple things. Um, December is such a busy month. I am starting on everyone's year in review, and that takes time. So I want to try to leave some time for me to do that. Um, so I'll let you know when those are ready. And I also want to let you know that I am doing a holiday special. I do this special maybe once every couple years, and it is a buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Now, the only thing I ask, first of all, you buy one, you get one free. That second one, you can certainly give as a gift to a loved one, to a friend, whatever you want to do with it. But I ask if you use it for yourself to schedule the second one out 4 months from, the first one. You don't even have to schedule it. I'll have documentation of your free reading. So, but I do ask that you wait for about 4 months. That way I'm not going to get too backlogged. So I got a lot of things going on. But I definitely wanted to put that special out there for you. It helps me in the same breath with the holidays, with my grandkids, all that. So much gratitude for for all of you. Just much gratitude. Um, all right, guys, let's get into your reading. We are going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify. We'll set them right over there. I brought in Archangel Raphael for December. I thought a perfect time for Archangel Raphael to come out. We are going to use our Mother Miracle. Our Mother Miracle. Oh, maybe we're going to get a miracle. Our Mother Mary. Interesting. Both of these are oracles, by the way. And then your main spread, I'm going to use the Universal Tarot. Um, a lot of you may be like, "But Sandy, you've been using this a lot." Well, I've been using this a lot because I feel like the messages are just so clear and so real. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it with every fiber of my being. So why change it? So for right now, we're going to stay with the Universal Tarot. And then I probably will change it, for the following readings. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's start with Archangel Raphael. Everything's pre-shuffled, but I do like to give it a shuffle or two with you here. Okay, we're going to take those. We have changed positions. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for leading me to the best healer for this situation. Amen. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for leading me to the best healer for this situation. Amen. So, like when I do personal readings, they're very, very detailed. And, I will talk about health to a certain aspect, but there's certain health decisions you need to make on your own. I feel like, this is for you. You're already feeling that. Like you're not getting the answers, the support. You're not getting what it is you need. It's interesting because I don't know where, yeah, I said this in someone's reading and it's just really stuck with me. Like meditation instead of medication. Meditation instead of medication. Now, I'm not telling you to go off your medication, but what I am saying is sometimes meditation um, can help us to come off some of those medications. I know Sam, he has heart disease and he's on so many medications, it's ridiculous. And I'd love to see him come off. All right, look at this alternative medicine. I mean, hello, are they speaking to each other or what? Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the idea, the ideal healing treatment modality, and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well being. Wow, they're definitely speaking to each other. All right, let's bring in Mother Mary. Mother Mary. Let's give him a cut. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had to stop for 1 second. Sam came in and said there was this big gigantic eagle in our backyard in one of our trees, and I had to see it. I had to go see it. Um, and it is gigantic. It's funny because all the creatures in my yard, like the groundhogs and what have you, the doves and all that, I feel like they're part of our family. And that's the only thing I said about the eagle. Like, it better not go after one of them. I'm sure the birds have left for the season. All right, Mother Mary, Aquarius, December. Though, when I'm doing a spiritual reading, to give like an actual date sometimes just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, again, you'll be guided to a reading when it's right for you. And I hope that you can trust in. All right, well, blessings, almost like a miracle. Today I count my blessings small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. Blessings. Beautiful. We'll take it. All right, I'm going to bring the lid down, and let's go ahead and get into the tarot portion. So this is going to be your main spread. Give it one more shuffle. All right, let's give him a cut. And I'm going to shuffle for your cards, so let's go ahead and begin. Well, hello, Ace of Cups. So funny because when I was shuffling your cards, I noticed the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck twice. And interesting now, it has come not only to the top of the deck, but it has come out in your reading as your very first card. So it's unconditional love. I mean, there's no denying that. It is some form of unconditional love. It's funny, I was just talking about the doves that we have that, I feel like they're salmon minded doves because when I first moved here, when we moved in together, pair of doves kept coming to, like literally coming to our window, like our window seal. Come to my window. All right, we have the Three of Wands. Hello, Magician, the Manifester. And then, huh, the High Priestess. Look at this. Magician and the High Priestess back to back. Okay, first of all, Three of Wands. This is an optimistic view of your future. This isn't putting any like demands on your future. Like I'm not saying like when this love or, whatever this may mean for you in your life, when it comes in, I'm not putting like certain demands. Doesn't mean that you don't have like your morals shouldn't be met and all that. But what I mean is, something may just be different than what you expect. And in the Three of Wands, it's like, I'm okay with that. Because why are you okay with that? Because I feel like you're just trusting in divine energy. Three of Wands is about enjoying your present moment. Same as blessings, right? Today I count my blessings, small and large, and notice the new gifts coming to me from God. Then the Magician and the High Priestess. These are the first two people that the Fool meets along the Fool's new journey. And I feel you are the Fool. I mean that in a loving way. Um, so the Fool begins a path. And I feel like that's what the Three of Wands is saying. Like this path is opening up to me. You had a lot to do with it, with the Magician's energy. That means that you helped to manifest that. It means to me that there was probably some doors that you closed that really served you. Look at this, one, two, three. Anyway, that really served you. But now I feel like it's interesting because I feel like I'm on a path of infinity. I don't even know what I mean by that, but I feel like I was just meant to say that. Like my path is one of infinity. And then next to the Magician is the High Priestess. Well, the High Priestess is your GPS in this lifetime. It's a gift. And it's really your map. Like, it's what you want to trust. When you think about driving a car and you're going somewhere where you think back in the days when we only had maps, but now we have GPS and it can take us places that maybe otherwise we never would have dared to go. Interesting. So, paying attention to your intuition, it's being mirrored by this Ace of Cups. So, I feel like this Ace of Cups lies upon this next path. I just don't know when. Maybe I don't even know who yet. But I feel like I'm not even worried about that. Like, that's not my main concern. Because really, in the Three of Wands, I'm letting go of control. And I'm just saying that I'm going to try to enjoy each and every moment, knowing that potential blessing can be anywhere, right around the corner. All right, let's keep going. Interesting, but Aquarius, you always have interesting readings. We have the Nine of Pentacles, independent success. We have the Strength card, card of Leo. Interesting, because the Nine of Pentacles is the card of Virgo. And then Leo, so neighbors. It may speak about something for some of you about a neighbor, like someone in the neighborhood. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I do feel like, there potentially could be someone in my own neighborhood. I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to fall in love with, but maybe. But let's talk about this Ace of Cups as it relates to the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is really successful self-employment. That's what the meaning of the card is. It gives you a true sense of independence. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't want anybody else in my life, but my finances look good. It doesn't even mean I'm rich, any of that. It just means that I feel I can take care of myself, and that feels important. Take that Nine of Pentacles, add that one from the Ace, and normally they're zeros, but in this deck they carry the number one. It adds up to the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you may just find yourself also on a path that has to do with your pentacles, your creativity, like building a business for yourself. And I feel like whatever I'm doing in this energy, I have a sense of love for it, even if I don't know it just at the beginning. It's almost like, again, I'm following the epiphanies. I'm following the breadcrumbs. And as I do, I stumble across, some new adventures. And one of them seems very abundant. I feel like, I say this often, but we read for a lot of different people. So I feel like this is definitely the energy if you're thinking of creating something of your own. You have the universe's support behind you. Some of you may even be doing something where it relates to something you've overcome and how you've overcome it, and then maybe helping others to help them overcome. An eight, a new beginning. We're moving into universal year eight. That's why I definitely want to get your year in reviews done. And by the way, universal year eight, it has many different meanings, but it is about a new beginning. It's about infinity, as above, so below. I feel like it is talking about your spirituality and really using your spirituality as part of the tools that you have here on this earthly plane. Strength card means that someone has overcome their own demons. All right, let's keep moving. Some of you may be starting down a path where, it's almost like alternative medicine. I feel like for some of you, it's like you may be the one who is providing that alternative medicine, whether it's through herbs or diet or spirituality. I feel like it can be a lot of different elements, but it feels like healing is a big part of it. Oh, we have Hierophant, Cartars. This is about your belief system. When I see this image, I often feel like here's the keys to the kingdom, your kingdom. It is a very spiritual type energy. Some would call it religion. I think it's more about your spirituality. Yes, I do feel like it is about your faith. And I do feel like it wants you to question that. Any five that you see, it does speak about change. But with the Hierophant, I feel like there's nothing to fear here, especially with the magician above it. And I feel like you've gotten through something because of your faith. Like, it is your faith that helped you get through it. Sorry, I had an incense lit and it went out. Hello, Chariot. So we're in the year of the Chariot, card of Cancer. Look at the major arcanas right here. All major arcanas. And then we have the Page of Swords. All right, let me slide these up. So let's talk about the Chariot for a second because it's mirroring the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very abundant type energy. You know, you're willing to put the work in to reach this abundance. This isn't a miracle. This is you being willing to put that work in. Now, where the miracle or the blessings come in, I feel like are the epiphanies. Like there's a little birdie, helping to guide her. And then what's mirroring it is a chariot, where the chariot talks about unlimited potential. Like there is no limit. The only limit that's placed upon the chariot is what our human mind, you know, puts upon it. But the chariot doesn't come, just because. The chariot comes because you found some type of balance. The chariot is driven by your intention, not by the reins of the horse. Um, it's the understanding within ourselves that we do have light, we do have dark, that we are masculine and we are feminine. We're all that, and learning how to balance it. And I feel like, and then that becomes unlimited potential. The high priestess is right above the chariot. So again, I feel like you're being guided here. And I feel like you're being guided from higher energy. All right, let's keep going. Card of Cancer, by the way. I don't know if I said that. We have this Page of Swords. Now we have the Six of Wands, energy of victory. That's claiming victory. I often feel the person in the Six of Swords is first of all, it's mirroring the Three of Wands. This is not the Six of Swords, it's the Six of Wands, I'm sorry. So the Three of Wands is now the Six of Wands. So I begin on this path, and then ultimately success is mine. This is an energy where I feel someone has a platform, and I do feel other people are listening to what you have to say. Now, your platform doesn't have to be for the world. It could just be what you do for a living, right? It could just be like just for a small group of people. But nonetheless, it's like people paying attention to you. They're listening to your words. They're trusting you. And I feel like for some of you, it's like, you're speaking about how to overcome certain energies that you yourself have overcome, because this is people are paying attention to you, yes, because of what you're speaking, but mainly because of the actions that you've already taken. And with the Strength card right above that, I do feel like, balancing of those, like our own inner demons, bringing ourselves to balance, bringing our vibration to a higher level, taking whatever epiphanies come our way and use them to our advantage. That's why we receive them, by the way. I love the Ace of Cups just pouring down its unconditional love right over that Nine of Pentacles. So, again, I feel like your money, your creativity, um, building of businesses, like, and not just that, but I feel like even like recognition and rewards. We have Judgment, another major arcana. Judgment is your spiritual team, and they are calling you to the present moment. Why? Because there is about to be a rebirth. Now, I know I say that all the time in readings, but our lives are in cycles. So one cycle may be coming to an end and another cycle is opening up. It doesn't have to mean everything in our life is changing, but something is. Or let me put it a different way. The ability for something to change seems to be present. So a rebirth, let's see what follows that. Probably another major arcana. We have the Five of Wands, but it's in reverse, and I like it in reverse. Five of Wands is a lot of ego type energy, battling type energy. It's where, someone or everyone wants it their way, but it just can't be that way. You know what I mean? I feel like in this energy where, if I don't know, I just feel like people don't back down. And if I'm looking for them to back down or if I'm looking for apologies, maybe you receive it because it's in reverse. But I don't feel like you need it. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like you need it. I feel like sometimes the best way to overcome this energy is to separate yourself from it. It's almost like, like I work in an office and there's a lot of gossip. And I have to be very careful not to get intertwined within that gossip. Because listen, if they gossip about that person, then they will probably gossip about you too. You know, what goes around comes around. Now, I don't feel like this is you getting involved in that type of energy. If anything, I feel like this is you saying enough of that energy. It's a five, so it's again asking for change, and that's exactly what you're giving it. You're saying, yes, I'm willing to change this. Yes, I'm willing to accept this rebirth. It's coming from a higher vibration, but it's also coming from you. Like your ability to manifest. Even when we don't know we're manifesting, to me, that's why the Three of Wands is so important. Because I'm just saying to the universe, I'm going to enjoy my present moment even if I don't have a million reasons to be excited, there's something. But in the meantime, I'm going to think of my future in an optimistic way. I'm not going to put restrictions on what could come my way. I am willing to put in the energy so that what does come my way can be of the highest vibration. And I feel like it will be. Because again, there is unlimited potential opening up for you. And by the way, this unlimited potential is mirrored by the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like, listen, Aquarius, like, and it makes sense because 2024, a universal year eight, it is about the material world. It is about you building up your pentacles, and there's no excuses. Like you don't need to give any excuses for that. It's just what the universal energy is calling for. It's definitely a time where we're going to be strengthened. We talk about love all the time, but we also need to remember that our own foundation um, is just as important. Like if we're on shaky ground, then our life is on shaky ground. All right, well, let's see. Let's keep going. Three swords on the bottom of the deck. I'm happy to see it on the bottom. Ace of Wands underneath that. Interesting. All right. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's get right into this. It's interesting because that Five of Wands in reverse where it is a lot of battling type energy, but it is in reverse. And I normally say, like, if I'm expecting apologies out of this energy, chances are I'm not going to get it. However, I am noticing because it's in reverse and then the Page of Swords is over here, you may just get an apology. You may have someone who comes in and proclaims their love. It may be someone who, you know, has caused some type of heartache. But listen, I feel like if that's the case, they've also caused it for themselves. So I feel like that's a real potential for some. And I don't feel that very often, like within this energy. I would say, just move away from it. But I do feel like there is a potential of, look at that, Ace of Cups on the bottom of this deck. All right, let's start at the beginning. But let's read it as a whole. So we have this page of swords mirroring the Ace of Cups. Page of Swords, it can be a younger energy, a younger air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, can be your younger, it can be your inner child type energy. However, I do feel like this is more about present day moment, because a page is also what's in the atmosphere. And then Judgment is saying, be ready. There's about to be a rebirth. Do I have to accept it? I never feel like we have to accept something. Um, well, I shouldn't say that because sometimes the universe or divine may push us in a certain direction, but I always feel like it's for our benefit, even if in the moment we may not feel that. But anyways, let's not put any negative undertones on this, and let's look at the top line. So the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, the beautiful Magician, and the beautiful High Priestess coming out together. I find that powerful. It's like these cards really want to make sure they're mixed well. It's funny when I shuffle like this for a while, I feel like Spirit's looking for the perfect card to come out. Trying to be patient. All right, we have the Knight of Wands, fast moving energy, passionate. It's like a rush of passion. I can't deny it. It's almost like I feel like I'm walking down the sidewalk and someone is walking the opposite direction and we pass each other and it's just like whew, this rush of energy. Hmm. We have the Death card. Card of Scorpio, but it is a card of endings. It's interesting. I thought that was the Knight of Pentacles. Is actually the Six of Wands. Why did I say Knight of Pentacles? I thought it was the Knight of Wands. It's the Six of Wands coming over that Ace of Cups. Same thing, passion. But it's interesting because now it puts the energy of success over that Ace of Cups. Some of you could certainly could talk about a Scorpio, of course. My daughter has an Aquarius moon. Some of you may be a Scorpio's here. But this really is about closing certain doors so new doors can open up. That's what your spiritual team is asking for. You know why? Well, everything looks like because it's almost like your vibration is being lifted. And that can only happen through your energy. Now, you're working hand in hand with divine, don't get me wrong, but the Three of Wands to me is a choice. It's how I choose to look at the world. Even if I've had my heart broken, which we all have. And if we haven't, like if someone hasn't, I don't know how you haven't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you go through this lifetime and not sometime in your life have to go through that energy. So, the death card does talk about a closing of a door, but the promise with the death card is that a new door will open. Well, if we are looking at the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck, the energy that wants to leave, then why would I not want to close that door? Now, it doesn't mean that whoever caused that may not show back up, or may not show back, how do I want to say it? I feel like I'm not saying it right. Whoever caused this may show back up. But I feel like if they do, or it could be you, remember that, I would feel, or I feel they would be in different energy. They would be in a higher vibrational type energy. Again, I feel like if this is anyone coming back, then I do feel like an apology will be part of it. A conversation will be part of it. And then it is up to you. But now the Ace of Cups has victorious energy sitting over it. Beautiful Empress. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. First of all, Seven of Pentacles is a lesson in patience. I often think of it as like an apple tree. And, I'm not going to pick apples off the tree until they're ripe. Because otherwise, what good are they? Right? They're just bitter. I can't use them in a pie. What am I going to do with them? So it's like having the patience to allow certain seeds to come to full fruition and then picking them. I love the Empress over the Magician. The Empress is the mother figure. She is the creative one. Not just the one, but she is very, very creative. She is someone that divine does send epiphanies. Now, like, we're all receiving epiphanies. Don't get me wrong. We're all receiving signs, ideas, to help improve our lives or what have you. But the Empress has learned how to use them, right? And divine knows that. So I'm definitely going to send this Empress um, epiphanies, directions. Another three, by the way, on the top line. The Empress is being mirrored down here by Judgment. Some of you could certainly talk about a mother figure who is part of your guidance now. Like a mother or a grandmother or a sister type energy, but would have like a mothering type soul, I guess. They may have crossed over and now have become part of your spiritual team. I mean, I know that they would be part of your spiritual team. And they may be helping you to manifest something. And again, it's almost like, maybe I don't even have a clue yet, but I'm still going to keep an eye to the sky and I'm going to trust in divine. I'm going to trust what's meant for me will find me, or I will find it. I feel like, what was needs to go. Now, when I say that, again, it doesn't mean that, like, let's say it's a person and you don't want them to go. Well, it doesn't have to mean the person is going, but the energy has definitely evolved. Because otherwise, if it doesn't evolve, if I haven't evolved or they haven't, or we both haven't evolved, are we not doomed to repeat the same Three of Swords again? Seven of Pentacles to me just talks about what's meant to be. I often feel like it's seeds that your soul has planted. Not all of them. Some of them you're planting now. We're always planting seeds. That's the thing. Like every moment we're planting a seed. Every idea or every action plants a seed that is going to take us this way or that way. Doesn't mean we can't change course. Maybe I planted that seed and I thought it would blossom to this, but it didn't. Okay, well, I'm going to change course. You can change course anytime you want. And I feel like when you understand that, like, you don't have to feel stuck because, again, especially with the magician and the high priestess right there, like you can manifest the type of life you want, but then again, letting go of control of exactly how it must be, how it must show, and instead, like just being excited with the unknown. I feel like though this is talking about potentially a seed that was planted even before you came into this lifetime. That one that you wanted to experience in this lifetime, and it may just be time. I also feel like you've got to trust. You got to trust in the signs because I feel like this is going to help. Like the signs are going to help lead you in, I want to say in the direction you want to go. But then I also want to say in the same breath, like, but also be open to the unexpected. Even if I planted this seed as a soul before I came into this lifetime, well, I was born with amnesia. So I don't remember planting this seed, but it comes out at the right time. And that I can trust. All right, let's keep going. The sun, beautiful. Illumination. The sun, I feel like it's a brand new day. It brings out that childlike energy within you, and that's a good thing. I feel like this is definitely helping to illuminate your way. It is the card of Leo, by the way. Two Leo card. It's a ruler of Leo. But interesting because there's two Leo cards right here. Sun's coming under that Ace of Cups. You know what that tells me? That whatever this ace may be and whoever it may be, it's coming in the light. And because the sun is right there, if it's anything, if for any reason it be anything of a negative, in a negative way, you'll be able to see it. Like you'll feel it. That may be why the magician and the high priestess are side by side, right? Being able to trust the energy, like don't deny, but I don't feel this in a negative way. I feel like I'm saying it more to help comfort you. All right, let's keep going. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. King of Pentacles coming under the Death card with the sun right beside it. Six of Wands below it. King of Pentacles is someone who, when they look at their life, they look at it from the big picture down. Sometimes, yes, it's good to know the details, but sometimes, like, especially like in this Five of Wands, like, do I really want to know all the details? I don't feel like this king is coming in a negative way. Look at that, the chariot right next to him. So double Cancer right here, by the way. Um, and what else was I going to say? So we have the 7 here, which talks about 2023, universal year 7, and then an 8 moving into, well, actually, the chariot is represented by 2023, or 2023 is represented by the chariot. Um, but then the 8s moving us into the following year. I have a feeling. I feel like this is a couple different things, Aquarius, but what I'm feeling right now is I do have a feeling there is someone. Um, Now, listen, it could be you also, but I do feel like there is someone who is potentially coming in with an apology. I do feel like someone has seen their ways and maybe hasn't treated you quite as well as they should have. Now, I am not feeling a narcissistic type energy, nothing like that. I don't feel like if this is someone that you already know, I don't feel like this is someone who is like a rotten apple. You know what I mean? I do feel like they have potential, and maybe you knew that they had potential. I do feel like also that there may have been something that they themselves had to learn to overcome, but I feel like they do. I do. I just feel like they do. We have the Two of Wands. Two Wands. Two Wands being mirrored by the sun. Two Wands talks about the beginning of the next journey. It's giving you a clue of what type of journey it's about to be. When you see the Two of Wands, then you know it's passionate. Then you know it's desirable. But it's also action oriented. So it does need your action to really come to full fruition. Just need you to take a step forward. Of course, the choice is up to you. But if the choice is yes, then it's just like, but listen, and again, if there's someone who is coming in, having a conversation with me, potentially apologizing, and maybe I need to apologize too, because everyone in this energy in the Five of Swords is kind of battling each other, everyone. So it may be a conversation where I do feel like they are apologizing, but maybe you are too. I'm not going to leave that out of it because if we need to apologize, then it would serve us. I feel like, with the sun mirroring this Two of Wands, especially coming over the chariot and the chariot's right beside it, like the potential of this next chapter just feels tremendous. Tremendous in love, tremendous in money, tremendous in your vibration lifting, even higher, like really higher and higher. It doesn't eliminate all fear from my life. And I feel like often that's why we started a two, taking a step into it. All right, let's keep going. See if I'm picking this page up correctly. He is looking up. Well, hello, Ten of Cups. Look at that. So, Ten of Cups with the sun above it. And above that is Six of Wands, the energy of victorious, being victorious. It's also, I feel like if there's a conversation Everyone's listening to each other. But then the Ace of Cups, unconditional love. We have the Ten of Wands, interesting, over Six of Wands down here. But then we have the Four of Swords, healing, coming right over Judgment, your spiritual team, saying there's about to be a rebirth. I feel like someone has had true realization of their own actions. I feel like there is someone who, needed to overcome certain things within themselves. I feel like someone may have had the realization that, I didn't really play my part within a relationship or within love. I feel like they have a realization that I put all the wands on your back and expected you just to stick around. I feel like all of that may be part of a conversation. Then Judgment brings out the Four of Swords, healing. Healing of what? First of all, the Three Swords, the body, the mind, the soul. But also the Fourth Sword is of our own making. So it's the realization of ourselves in why we need healing even to start with. Sometimes it's completely out of our control. Sometimes we do have control. And it's just our truth. That's it. It's just knowing our own truth. But nonetheless, I love that healing is coming over Judgment. Judgment's calling you to the present moment. Present moment saying there's about to be a rebirth. This healing energy is like the perfect energy, especially if it's healing this Three Swords, which I do feel it is. And that may be why we see the Ace of Wands under that Three Swords. All right, see what comes out next to it. Look at this, Five of Wands now in the upright, but it's next to the Four of Swords, so I'm not worried about that. I feel like that's what it's saying. That's what your spiritual team is saying. Like a lot of this energy that may have disrupted your life, let's just say, may have caused the Three of Swords, came from a lot of ego type energy. It's where no one wanted to back down, everyone wanted to be right. It is battling type energy. Now, again, it's in the upright coming over the same card in the reverse. But because the Four of Swords is here and Judgment, I feel like first of all, it's seeing it, it's understanding it. Both of us, and maybe that's why I said about this Four Swords, like I have to know my part in it just as well as they have to know their part. All right, let's keep going. Five of Cups. And then look at this. Soulmates. Soulmates. Listen, just because someone's our soulmate doesn't promise us that everything is going to be easy. Sometimes our soulmates teaches us the greatest lessons. That's why we're here, to help each other. But sometimes we help each other through the difficulty. You know what I mean? I feel like, first of all, let's talk about your money. I feel like the opportunity for you to increase your finances are great going forward. It may speak about 2024, but again, it's the beginning of it because Judgment is calling you to the present moment. So I feel like, and then the Sun over the Nine of Pentacles, anything you wanted to create, build this year. But when I say this year, I mean 2024. I feel like you're going to build it or you have the opportunity. If you don't build it, it's because you chose not to. But I feel like the way will show itself. Now, as it relates to love, I do feel like there's someone that you did or do still have love for. And I do feel like someone still has love for you. Not only that, but the Five of Cups means I'm missing this person. But I feel like this person is missing you. By the way, I also want to throw out there, this is also beautiful energy of working from home and also loving what it is that you do. And again, you may not even know where you're ending up, but you're just following the breadcrumbs, and each breadcrumb is just like another piece of enlightenment. So that feels very, very good. Now, back down here. So we have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups really talks about where one's focus is at, and it's focusing on what I have lost. But what I love about the Five of Cups is when the person realizes, or let's just say, yes, there's someone I lost, but I'm not going to focus on what was. I'm going to start rebuilding it from today moving forward. Well, what do they find? Two cups. And it is literally attached to them. Here's the two cups behind this person. Where are they now? I can't see them. Oh, they're right there. Two cups, right? But this person right now is focusing on the cups that have fallen over. So instead, what I need to do is just find clarity, allow things to heal, be open. If this is something that I would consider, having a rebirth in with someone, then I also need to be in that energy, right? Like I have to be able to forgive. I have to be able to have a conversation. I have to be able to actively listen and vice versa. But you guys are soulmates. And I feel like soulmates really can overcome anything. But that doesn't promise them an easy life. And it's interesting because in the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of times in that energy, this is one of the seeds that I planted is a soulmate and to arrive at a certain time. So I feel like you're teaching each other. I do feel like this is a great opportunity of coming back together. Now, does it have to be someone of this lifetime? It doesn't have to be, because sometimes we're granted the opportunity to clear up from a previous life what we didn't clear up. So it follows us into this lifetime. So this lifetime, potentially, we can clear it up, so to speak. Though I feel like there's quite a bit that's happened here. I do feel the energy of someone who in a relationship tends to take on the majority of the responsibility. And it could be both ways. Like for some reason, I feel like I don't want to put it all on them because I feel kind of equal type energy. So maybe we're both learning as we go. And as we evolve, it's interesting because sometimes you just don't know what you have until you've lost it. And I feel that here. And I feel like that's a conversation that's going to be had. I just didn't realize what I had until you were gone. Interesting. All right, I think what I want to do is I'm going to put the soulmates right in the middle of the spread. By the way, this Five of Cups can ultimately turn into the Ten of Cups. So I feel like if this conversation is had and both people are actively listening, and both people really have evolved, then I feel like this 5 turns into the 10, the house of harmony, house of love. And it is mirrored by the Ace of Cups, unconditional love. What does unconditional love means? It means that sometimes we mess up, but I forgive you. Now, I don't feel like when I say like sometimes we mess up, I don't feel like anybody cheated here. Like we don't have the 7 of Swords. We don't have the type of energy where I feel like an unforgivable sin type of energy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can forgive or they can forgive, wherever you're sitting on the table right now. But there is missing, right? There is this yearning in our heart, a yearning in their hearts, both these soulmates. You know, they are each other's soulmates. And by the way, they're looking eye to eye, equal. I see you, you see me. I see your soul, I feel your soul, and you feel mine. All right. I just kind of want to go. I feel like I should bring out a different deck. All right, I'm going to be in the Crystal Vision, and I just kind of want to go around that 2 of Cups. And actually, before I do that, I feel like I just want to give it room. So I want to pick up the top layer here. Because I want to give the 2 of Cups its own room, if that makes sense. Let's bring this back in some kind of order. That is a Scorpio in me. Right in the middle. And I have to tell you, first of all, I feel like your reading, I have to say, the readings for December, for everyone I've done so far, they seem to be so dang clear. So clear that I really don't even feel like I need to clarify them. Or go deeper. That's really, when I say clarify, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't need to clarify. Um, I do to go deeper, but I do want to look at these two these two soulmates. Well, there is that Ace of Wands. That Ace of Wands is under that 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. A reason to rejoice. It is the energy of joy, celebration. Ace of Wands, it's interesting because it looks like there's a ring on top. Someone may be offered a ring. Doesn't have to be a ring of marriage, like, promise of marriage. But I do feel like there's something there. Or somebody carries the ring of someone's. Like I have their ring. All right. Let's keep going now. That may just be for like one or a couple. But there is something with the ring. All right. Well, there is that Knight of Wands. So, 7 of Swords. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. Um, I still don't feel like I still, even with the 7 of Swords now here, which is untrustworthy energy, I am not feeling that. I am just not feeling that. Like, I feel like it doesn't even belong here. Now, could it have been past energy? Yes, but I don't feel again, that this person, again, I feel like whatever it is, whatever it was that caused the Three of Swords, I feel like it is forgivable. So I want to look just a little deeper at the Seven of Swords. I want to know why you came out right now. Two Pentacles. Okay, so that may be a question within your own mind. Like you may hear, it's like your phone rings or something, and it may be this person. And it's like it will take you to say yay or nay. You're either going to listen to the conversation, you're going to hang the phone up. I kind of feel like that's what it's talking about, but let's go on the other side of it also. Two Pentacles to me means it puts the ball in your court. So the decision. So I feel like more and more like someone is like wanting you back. Now, it doesn't mean you don't want them back also, but I do feel like it puts the ball in your court. Like you're going to say yay or nay. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting how we got two Pentacles down here. Now, I know what it is right off the bat, but I do want to say that Pentacles makes me feel like one of the questions or one of the things I'm going to be looking for, let's say like I really want this person back in my life. One of the things I'm going to be looking for is, are they grounded? Am I grounded first and foremost? Because I remember I have to be the energy of what I want to return to me. Like if I'm stuck in that Seven of Swords energy and I'm just unwilling to forgive, and listen, if it's someone who cheated, I get that. Still want to forgive doesn't mean you have to like call them up. And I'm just saying that because you don't want to be carrying that energy around with you. You know what I mean? Like whatever energy we don't clear, it's gonna follow us. It's gonna follow us into the next chapter. It's gonna show itself some way, somehow. So I feel like that's one of the things I'm looking for. Now, I also feel like the Eight of Pentacles coming out really is the perfect energy here because if I am, again, the ball's in my court, the Eight of Pentacles would say to you, and let's say in the Two of Pentacles, my question and what I'm wondering is, can we go to the Ten of Cups? Now, there's a lot of free will in between the beginning of the Ace of Cups into, the whole way to the Ten of Cups. So that's hard to predict, right? Because everyone has their own free will. However, the Eight of Pentacles says wherever you put your focus on is what you're going to grow. You can grow this to true success. So the Seven of Swords, where it just feels like it doesn't fit, I feel like it is old energy. All right. Anything else? Anything else want to come out? Come out right now. The Unknown card. Well, that's where the High Priestess comes in. This is like the High Priestess, but not me not paying attention to the High Priestess. This is where I'm trying too hard to find the answer. Like, should I or shouldn't I? I feel like the answer then is like just take a step into it. You know what I mean? You can always change courses. All right. Anything else? Anything else? I'm gonna do three more shuffles. Five of Swords in reverse. Well, I like that. It feels like the toxicity has come to an end. I'm only going to do three more and then I keep going. Four Swords again. And then the Knight of Swords. So, how do I feel like this is going to come together as we're talking about the soulmates energy? I do feel like it's going to start with with communication, a conversation. I do feel like everyone's got to be completely real here. And we do have to have our spiritual ears on, which means you have to be able to listen, like truly listen. And vice versa, by the way, because I feel like we need to talk about this, but not to the point where we're dragging up like, you're like, oh, you broke my heart, you broke my heart, you broke my heart. Because I feel like you also want this. So, and I feel like both have suffered the three swords. Even if one caused it, I feel like both have gone through it. Let's see who's under that ace. Justice. Cutting of ties. Dang it, I cut ties with you, and I just didn't know how much that I would miss you. I just didn't know. Now I know. Now I know. This is beautiful energy of love, healing. You know, we often think like when love goes wrong or love goes bad that it can never be again with that person, but that's just not true. And I'm living that life. So I know that as a fact. Love can be healed. Um and again, I don't feel like anyone did something that is so unforgivable that I wouldn't even consider it. I do feel like something, yes, there was heartache. But I also feel like because with this Five of Wands, I feel like it may have been both of us. And sometimes it's just as we mature, we know better. I don't know how many times I say or have said, I wish I could go back and do things different. It's funny because Sam asked me a question the other day, and he said, I forget what we were talking about, but he said, what would you change? And I think we were talking about us because, we knew each other as teenagers and we dated for like a year. And he was dropping me off one night and he said, I love you. And I know many of you already know this story, but some of you don't. Um, but I wasn't able to say it back, not because I didn't feel it. I did. I was in love. I think I fell in love with him the moment I met him. But because I wasn't raised, well, I shouldn't say that. My dad very often told me he loved me. But then when my parents got divorced, that element left. And my mother just was not good at expressing emotions. And I don't know my mom, well, she did later in life, but like growing up, I don't remember hearing the words, I love you from her. So I had a very hard, like everything inside of me wanted to say it, but I couldn't. And I didn't. And we broke up. He broke it off that moment. And then we hadn't seen each other. Now, 40 years later, I'm living in Rhode Island. He's living in Pennsylvania. He picks up that phone and we have a conversation. That conversation lasted for 5 years. And now we are living together. We are in union. So when I say that love can be healed, I know that to be true. Now, is it for everyone? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you'd still be here with me if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you would have clicked off already. I don't, I just feel like saying, we weren't promised that everything was going to be roses, and sunshine when we came into this lifetime. Our soul is here to learn some real lessons so that it can have real expansion. And soulmates are each other's greatest teachers. Sometimes those lessons are difficult, but then if we can understand them and overcome them, it just feels like it makes that love even that much more stronger. So I think I'm going to stop talking, except I do want to read Mother Mary blessings. How can I not? Soulmates right in the middle. Ace of Wands again. Remember that Ace of Wands is under the Three of Swords. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. I mean, I don't need to repeat it. All right, blessings. You know, and for those who think I do just love readings, then you missed the whole first part of the reading. You know what I mean? Because it is talking about your money also. It is talking about your creativity. Um, but ultimately, right now, we're talking about your soulmate. So let's read. Blessings. You receive this card as a reminder of the power of gratitude. Perhaps you've been feeling sorry for yourself lately, or feeling as if God has forgotten about you. Mother Mary reminds you that prayers are answered in many different ways and guides you to notice all the gifts and blessings you already have. Sometimes shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right can make you notice new blessings that have previously been overlooked. This is a card of optimism, asking you to purposely and consciously focus upon everything and everyone that you're grateful for. You can make a mental or written list daily, ideally, to train your mind to notice all the gifts you already have. By doing so, you're more likely to notice the new ones coming your way. This card also signals that new blessings are entering your life as answered prayers. Amen. Amen. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Um, keep your eyes open for your year in review. I'm going to try to have them done by the end of December. I cannot guarantee, but I am going to try. Um, and remember that I am running that special. This is the only time of year that I run that type of special. And it's been years since I've done that. But, you know, I feel like it helps both of us. Certainly helps me, but I feel like it just feels like a time where there's a lot of changes, and I feel like a lot of people are looking for that guidance. So this is I do this as an opportunity um, to help you have more clarity. Anyways, I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to let that be and just say thank you. I have so much gratitude for every single way you support my channel. Much, much gratitude. Some of you, I'm trying to think, no, you're not going to be having a birthday in December. Um, no, not unless you have Sagittarius or Capricorn as your moon or rising. But other than that, I'm just going to stop talking. I love you guys. Thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.